On this episode of Lapeef, Let's Talk.
Community is no different across the board, bro.
Yeah, and I just would, respectfully, I push back against that narrative because
it's a ton of red pill white guys out here.
I'm not even talking
It's
about
a ton of channels. It's probably more red pill white guy channels than it is black channels out here.
I'm not talking about those guys. I'm talking about the dudes that qualify. Again, let me go back.
Well, you made it a point to highlight the different community. So now I'm just talking about that specifically. But
because you were saying that there are men out here advocating that women, like you were like, how can you ask a woman to quit her job and prioritize her career when you're not doing what you're supposed to do? When I'm saying, because we talking in that sense, I'm thinking you're talking black specifically. So I'm highlighting the opposite of that, which would be a predominantly white community where women understand and prioritize having family over career.
We cool with that. That's fair. I'm not tripping off that chick, not even a little bit. But that's not the point that I'm making. I'm saying, how do we expect women to deprioritize what she has going on when a guy has not said that I want you to be my wife? That's my main point.
We're not.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. I want to go back to Nas again because I know she limited. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I honestly am really I love what Anton is saying. And I think that when those situations happen of people saying like, hey, you know what, I'm not happy in this relationship, I'm not this, like, if that woman does not buy into the vision that man has, and I mean like 100% buy in, it's gonna break down. Whether it's like 6 months in, 10 years in, 20 years in, if she does not buy into his vision, if what, kind of like I was saying earlier, if what her idea of legacy does not align with his idea of legacy, at some point it's going to break down. You know, maybe they're great communicators, maybe they're really good at compromising, and it gets drug out. But in terms of what he was saying of like a woman submits, absolutely a woman submits who has bought in. That doesn't mean she doesn't question, right? Because maybe she just doesn't see from the same vantage point as her man. It doesn't mean that, you know, she doesn't give suggestions or counsel or whatever. Like she's still a human being, she's still an autonomous person, she's still a part of that union. But that buy-in, women will submit if that is what they're looking for. But if you have somebody who doesn't buy in, who isn't looking for that, if those visions don't align, that leads to, you know, either not getting married in the first place or things breaking down at another point. But I agree with Anton. I think when a man is very straightforward in what he's presenting and very clear in what he's presenting, and also that woman has bought in, I think they're good as gold.
So I think it really goes back to what we were talking about last show when Trill said, like, men, they're thinking about legacy, but marriage is like number 5 or 6. This is the reality of the dating pool right now. Like, marriage is 5 or 6 for men. Men are not like, let's get married. Like, they're not prioritizing that. They're not pushing that. They're pushing, oh, be my girl, be in relationships. So, I mean, those things come today and end tomorrow. And I personally took off a year and a half of my career for a relationship that didn't end up in marriage. And then I was behind when I re-entered the workforce. And I said, you know, I'm never doing that again. And I haven't done it again. So I don't know. I just feel like asking a woman to like not prioritize her career. You don't have a ring. We're not doing that.
I don't think what men are doing though. And I'm listening to all y'all talk, right? So let me start here. Let me use Vivica Fox as the example of what y'all talking about. She was with 50 Cent, right? She was with Curtis Jackson. Curtis Jackson had a specific program. This woman, 57-year-old woman, she's been fawning and, you know, rehashing her regrets with Curtis Jackson for the last decade.
All these years later, why?
And she couldn't even get on his program. But yet comes out and says, she couldn't get on his program, which he had basic stuff. He talks about why they broke up. Because she couldn't follow simple instructions on how to conduct herself in the media in regards to their relationship, right? But she'll get up there and say, I never found a man that was worthy enough to carry that I would carry his child, right? He's a very successful man. The woman came out and specifically said, I prioritize my career over everything else. I don't think there's a lot of dudes saying prioritize your career when I don't have a plan for you. When we have these conversations, and because what I think about is the more I listen, I love what Jonathan and them are doing, right? Because the more I listen to them, the more I'm beginning to understand. Jonathan Barronville is a very successful man for his age. He's a high earner for his age. You know what that young blood is sitting up here saying? I am not finding the women that I want that qualify to get on my program. So I'm gonna be out here thotting and bopping. I'm willing to.
Are they out here? They're out here. They just don't look.
Hold on, Kayla.
They just don't look
wait,
the way that he wants them to look.
Hold on,
Exactly,
Kayla, hold on. Let him finish.
No, I disagree. That young blood he's highly intellectual. He's astute. He's 27 years old. He's very specific. He's very specific in what he wants for his family legacy, to the point where he's saying, you know what? I'm so scared or nervous about the prospects in America that I'm willing to have my father vet a wife for me in Haiti. Right?
Scared.
So we can't sit up here and say, but I understand what you're saying with that too, Q. But what I'm saying is we can't sit up here and say, like, you know, the women on, like, I don't think nobody is saying women put your career to the side, because in the community, and I say this all the time, real-time example, the community that I work in, the housewives in that community, bachelor's degrees, master degrees, doctorates, but they're submitted to the husband that they're married to in that community. And I'm the only person, and where I work, I'm the only person that looks like me. Okay.
I don't know what that means.
So I work in a predominantly white community.
No, I know what you're saying, but I don't know what it means.
You don't know what it means to say that the women that have degrees, that prioritize going to get their education, maybe fulfilling a career, chose and was intentional about having a family. Are you saying you needed me to say that?
What I'm telling you is that women are women across the board, and it don't matter if you're black or you're white or you're Asian or whatever. Men that's complaining about women, they complaining about them in every single community.
But the women
and the men that are women, I mean, the men that are winning with regard to women are winning in every single community. Is no different across the board, bro.
Yeah, and I just would, respectfully, I push back against that narrative, because
it's a ton of red pill white guys out here.
I'm not even talking
about
a
ton of channels. It's probably more red pill white guy channels than it is black channels out here.
I'm not talking about those guys. I'm talking about the dudes that qualify. Again, let me go back.
Well, you made it a point to highlight the different community. So now I'm just talking about that specifically. But
because you were saying that there are men out here advocating that women, like, you were like, how can you ask a woman to quit her job and prioritize her career when you're not doing what you're supposed to do? When I'm saying, because we talking in that sense, I'm thinking you're talking black specifically. So I'm highlighting the opposite of that, which would be a predominantly white community where women understand and prioritize having family over career.